So Alex Aidian-Grey Researcher and Polymath, finishing up here. I did want to add some thoughts for those people who are elderly and on high blood pressure medications or with low ACE2. You can check with your doctor to see your ACE2 levels, and they can do this relatively easily, and you can increase them. Um, a lot of people are trying to target immunities. I don't know if I would say that was the right thing to do or not, because it would depend on whether your cells had the proper proteins on the outside to be targeted, and what happens when it is targeted is cell death. And already the virus is causing cell death. So what I would encourage you to do is to increase your ACE2 with vitamin D, and we know that this is the correct thing because the vitamin D levels in Africa are high, and the COVID-19 numbers out of Africa are low. So there is a high Chinese population in New York, the highest in the world except for in Asia. And so you need to be very cautious there. And that was the case also with Italy. And so those people in high density populations that are in threat, you would want to be extra careful. And then you would want to raise your vitamin D, D3, and your zinc and your chloride. And the chloride will assist the zinc. And what's strange is a lot of us heard the research of Francis Boyle about the literature saying that a Wuhan scientist created this novel virus. And what's interesting to me is it just doesn't seem all that novel, and that all along we could have been treating it with vitamin D, sunshine. Bats don't react to the viruses that they carry because they have a slightly higher body temperature than other mammals, and so heat, it could be helpful, like heat from the sun or maybe a sauna, although you want to be careful about the sanitation in a sauna. And then, just consult with your doctor, be careful, follow your rules that the government is giving you about social distancing. And please do remember that a lot of poor mothers, poor poor families, poor parents, not being able to go to work can make it so they became homeless and their children would starve. And starvation is also a health hazard. So please don't, if you're a rich person where you can take 2 months off, don't push for keeping these rules and regulations that would keep the poor from working and supporting their families and feeding their children, because starvation and homelessness are also hazards. And I don't like the let them eat cake, take 2 months off attitude of some of the political and world leaders, because most women with children can't even be off from work for 2 days. So please love your neighbors and talk to your doctor, and good luck with coronavirus.